इसीलिए इस मेजर प्रोजेक्ट में हेल्प करती हो डीप लर्निंग का बनाओ। ठीक है भाई। So we are starting a mobile project. It will be related to finance, you know, फाइनेंस। तेरे भाई का डेप्ट है, ईएमआई है, भाइयों के लोन ऐप्स भी हैं, सैलरी, सेविंग्स, एक्सपेंस, ईपीएफओ, इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड लॉट्स ऑफ थिंग्स। तो ये स्ट्रीम बस बिगिनर्स के लिए रहेगी, और बिगिनर्स में से ये ना बोले कि ऐसे क्यों नहीं किया, ऐसे क्यों किया, एंड सो ऑन। इस स्ट्रीम का सबसे पहला तो अपने को प्लानिंग करने का है। प्लानिंग करना मतलब जो हम प्रोजेक्ट बनाने वाले हैं, लेट्स कॉल इट फाइनेंस ट्रैकर। It will be a rough wireframe, you can say. मेन थिंग्स इसमें रहेगा अपने पास जो बैंक अकाउंट्स अपने रहते हैं। बैंक अकाउंट्स विल बी लिंक्ड टू दिस एप्लीकेशन। Also your UPI apps will be linked to this. सब factory बनाते हैं। इधर हम डालते हैं अपना बैंक एप्लीकेशन, बैंक अकाउंट, यूपीआई एप्लीकेशन, एंड जो लोन लेने वाले लोग रहते हैं, लोन ऐप यूज करते हैं, जो लोन एप्लीकेशन, एंड अपना ईएमआई एप्लीकेशन, तुमने अपने गाड़ी की ईएमआई करवाई हो, यू नो व्हाट, कोई सी भी एप्लीकेशंस, ईएमआई एप्लीकेशंस अभी हम कैटेगराइज कर लेते हैं। मेन चीज़ हमारा गोल रहेगा कि मेन गोल अपना रहेगा कि जो भी अपना यूपीआई एप्लीकेशंस है उसको हम रूट करेंगे फ्रॉम दिस फाइनेंस ट्रैकर एप्लीकेशन। तो जो भी आपके यूपीआई एप्लीकेशंस हैं, गूगल पे, फोनपे, एंड XYZ, वो सारे आपके इस फाइनेंस ट्रैकर से रूट होके जाएंगे। एंड दिस इज़ फॉर माई पर्सनल यूज़, क्योंकि मेरे पास 3-4 बैंक अकाउंट हैं तो मैं मैनेज नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ। तो अपने पास 3-4 तरीके हैं। या तो हम एक फ्रंट रख सकते हैं जिसमें हम अपना एप्लीकेशन रूट करेंगे। ऐसा है भाई, अभी देखते हैं। और कम करो बहन, 10 किया भाई। अभी सही है भाई। क्या सीखे मेरे यूट्यूब प्लानिंग से? कुछ भी नहीं। ओके, बैक टू द main course of this finance tracker will be you will be linking your bank accounts, you will be linking your UPIs. आई डोंट नो अबाउट यू, लेकिन मैं लिंक करूँगा क्योंकि मेरे को ये एप्लीकेशन की ज़रूरत है बहुत। मे बी बहुत सारी इधर होंगी एप्लीकेशन ऑनलाइन ऑलरेडी, लेकिन ये इसका पर्पस नहीं। आई विल बी लिंकिंग बैंक अकाउंट्स because I have multiple. I know I think I have four. I will be linking UPI IDs. I have more UPI IDs than I have the bank account. I think I have 10 already. And ये मत सोचना कि 4 है तो फिर 4 से ट्रांजेक्शन नहीं होती होगी, 10 है तो 10 से ट्रांजेक्शन नहीं होती होगी, लेकिन होती है। लोन ऐप्स मेरे पास नहीं है, लेकिन मेरे जैसे कोई दूसरे लोग हैं जिनके पास होता होगा। EMIs हमने ले रखी है, हमने ले रखी है, मैंने भी ले रखी है, तो ये मैनेज करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है। So all the transaction will be routed through this finance tracker. This is what I'm calling the app right now. मैं change later on अगर मेरे को कोई अच्छा नाम मिल गया तो। So I will be linking all these applications. This is the requirement part. Think of me as a client. ये काय को कॉल कर रहा भाई? ले ले भाई, मेरे को डॉक्यूमेंट तो कौन सा गाना चलाऊं भाई? इससे चिल कौन सा गाना भाई? ओके, एनीथिंग एल्स? तो प्लेलिस्ट ही भेज दे भाई। कॉपीराइट फ्री वाले, कॉपीराइट फ्री म्यूजिक फॉर कोडिंग लाइव स्ट्रीम। तो एक काम करना भाई, गाना एक काम करना भाई सुमित, मेरे को वो भेजना, कैसे करते हैं, प्लेलिस्ट भेजना, प्लेलिस्ट। अभी प्ले लगा दे। ऐसे ही चूतिया गाने बनेंगे तो भाई ठीक है, कॉपीराइट हो जाएगा तेरा भाई, लेकिन जाने दो। हाँ, इंडेंटेशन कहाँ जा रही है इसकी? ओके, जाने दो। So to route all these transactions from UPI bank account, either through debit or credit card, or if you want to pay off the loan EMI or your normal EMIs for anything, let's say you have an finance app, you have finance from any bank, you have finance from any third party, you have financed even from any local vendor or your friend. So all these transactions will be linked to your finance tracker, and the finance tracker, what it will do is you have a single standalone app that you will use to do payments to all kind of not all kind of, you do payment through this finance tracker to all of the vendors, even if you are going to buy some groceries, and even if you are paying online, if you are paying anybody, any random person, you are spending money on your family. So it all will be linked through your finance tracker app. So it can be a single place application where you will first, this is all configuration part. You will be first creating your account, and entering in your account what bank accounts you have, UPIs, and all these things from the point number A, and you will be linking those. And while you do payments, I'm actually following a I don't know, I found it on Instagram, but it's in something rule. uh, Let me just deactivate my screen for a little bit, because you will be able to see my WhatsApp. Okay, how do I hide it? इसलिए भाई यूट्यूब का भेजता ना, स्पॉटिफाई मेरे पास प्रीमियम नहीं है, ऐड नहीं आते, ऐड नहीं आते यूट्यूब में, ऐड नहीं आते मेरे। कोई नहीं, मैं ऐड सुनूंगा तो तुम भी सुनोगे। मेरे को एक मनी रूल, क्या भाई, यूट्यूब वाली स्पेस के लिए। Okay, so hope you didn't see my WhatsApp, but notification. So I found this 7 money rule. Everyone should know by age 25. That's right, we are going to follow this rule in our finance tracker. Uh, I came across this randomly. So, but I like the fact that it's following the one rule, the 4% rule, the third and fourth, and whatever these rules are. But I like them, so we are going to implement all these rules in our finance tracker, so we can get a better graph of our. You can say, if you want to take a loan to buy a car or anything really, if you want to buy and you are taking a loan from this, so how are you going to pay the loan? You will have to visualize this, but my finance tracker will do this all for you. You will just you will just have to input some of these details, like how much loan you are taking, what is the minimum down payment, and all of this stuff. You can actually, you can, I think, see it clearly. You can just read all of them, but we are going to implement all these 7 money rules. This will be later down the line, but the idea I got to make the finance tracker was from this screenshot you are seeing here. So back to what I was saying, like if you want to like route all the transaction through this application, if you are a developer, uh, I don't have any this much experience, but I know like you can create a I think you can create a canvas where you can like input all the UI and all the interface you required for doing payments through bank. If you want to do payment through UPI ID, you can give an interface for that as well. For this and this, I think all of this you can give an interface to, because as you can see, if you are familiar with doing payments through any bank account, if you are using any not net banking, I think uh, net banking applications, you can see you have all the banks have a online gateway through which you can do payments to, I think you can do payments to businesses, you can do payments to any individual person, I think you can do a payment to any bank account directly. So this part will be easier because there is already a gateway provided for this. To integrate all of this into our application, I think I might need some APIs uh, which will be paid. If they are free, I think that will be helpful. I'm not going to pay for anything to make this application, so I will find lots of way to cheap it out. I mainly have a bank account in Axis. Uh, you know what? Let's just keep it to Axis. Uh, Further, we'll search for any other integrations for other bank portals, but we'll stick to Axis for now. For UPI, I usually use GPay, GPay, Google Pay, uh, Phone Pay. No, I don't use Phone Pay. I use, I think I use Kotak and Paytm. So we will be integrating all these. Again, I repeat, you will not use any UPI application. These mentioned. You will just use Finance Tracker, and the payment will be done through your UPI ID through this app. We'll be routing all these through this app. So if you have any loans to pay off, you will be doing through this. We'll get into this detail later. Uh, and let's just say we'll keep it to here, because it's just really I'm just a client who is telling to myself as a developer the requirement I need for this application to make my life easy. See, so I had some notes to make. Okay, we'll get back into the 7 money rule. Oh wait, we'll go through here. All this is configuration. This is the actual functionality of the application. And another application functionality will be a reporting part where you will be playlist है क्या मेरा playlist है क्या मेरा playlist को टेप लो. It will be a reporting part. So reporting plays a big role in this application because okay, I'm doing payment not from Google Pay, Kotak, Paytm, but I'm doing the payment through this application that I'm going to make, and I'll be managing all my expenses. You know, I don't have that much salary, so I have to manage it well, because if I don't, I will spend it on anything and like just call it a day. Next morning, I will woke up, it's already month end. I don't have any money because you know next month comes and your EMI dates are coming. Your uh, not getting emotional, but your EMI dates are coming. You have to pay for your college, you have to pay the rent, obviously you have to like calculate the previous expenses you did on previous month, and you have to like if you are living outside of any cities, you might know you will be sharing rooms with somebody, so sometimes they do the most expense, sometimes you do the expense from for a month, and you will just like to balance it out after a month and give and take. So reporting will be a big role in this. So we'll need to create a hierarchy. Let's keep reporting party, and C will be your hierarchy. Hierarchy for your funds. Let's say for your money. Money can be a broad term. Funds can be that you can spend, but debt doesn't go into that specific criteria that you are trying to go with fund. So money can be either debt, money can be asset, money can be funds, money can be uh, enjoy money, enjoy money. हो गया भाई, ठीक है. Hierarchy for your money, and it will be mainly categorized into your I think main hierarchy will be your salary. Okay, so this is the hierarchy one on the list. I don't know how to create search for uh, flowchart, hierarchy chart. Chart maker. I need like a pyramid sort of hierarchy chart. So like first will be your salary, but later down the line, multiple expenses can be like these are some of the. I don't know if it will come from mirrored in the camera, but it will be like your salary, and then your it will increase the amount of money, categorized money, as 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 soon as you go down the line, down to the bottom. So there is photographic chart, photo data. I think this can fulfill my requirement. Close this down. I don't need to create an account. I don't need to. So no, there is no manager here. Manager stays in the office while we no, the employee stays in the office while manager punches on his kids and I, how do I change? Okay, so first will be your salary. Let's say income, because not everyone who will be using finance tracker is an employed. Maybe they are a student, they get pocket money. Income can be stolen as well, but will not include it. I don't care what you do and what is your background, but I'm going to just generalize these terms so we can get a better outlook for what we are doing. So first will be your income. This hierarchy can change a little bit, but this income hierarchy won't change because it comes at the top. To this income, you are dividing into your, you can say, debt, your expenses. Let's say monthly expenses. because that will be our goal for this application. Later down the line we can change it to your set frequency. It can be yearly, quarterly, and I don't know, 15 days, every 15 days, but we'll keep it monthly expenses for now. And third, your savings. I think savings can go in the second list of hierarchy. So for debt can be a loan, debt can be an EMI for a thing you have purchased. Monthly expenses can be your rent. Monthly expenses can be your traveling allowances. No, traveling I don't do that much expenditure on traveling. It's just really my office is very very near actually. It takes 5 rupees for a bus to travel to and from. Monthly expenses can be rent, can be your light bill. I will include not either or. Lighting, lightning. What is this? Electricity bill. Rent plus electricity. This uh, this can let me just open. Wait, let me just open the first rule of the 7 money rule. 50-20 and 20 rule. Budget your income based on your needs, want, goals. Needs. 50% of your income should go to your needs. Needs is what we call monthly expenses. Rent is a need. If I don't live, I will not be streaming here. Rent will be go to your monthly expenses, which is nothing but your needs of the room. So I think maybe 20 to 25% of my income goes into this part here. Leaving aside food, I make my own food, so it costs me very less. But if you are if you're not making your food and you're living in another city like me, this can cost you a lot more. This actually cost me more than my rent plus electricity bill back when I was not cooking for myself. I think I was probably 75% of my income goes to my food, I think, before I started cooking. But these are the main things. Savings can be your, I have an EPFO account. If you don't know what that means, it's just a savings account. And PF, pension fund, it's like a pension fund. Savings, I have other savings as well, and I save usually in 6 months because I have to pay my semester fees. So for college fees, I can college savings, which actually get expanded every 6 months. Other than this, I have also savings for a certificate I'm planning to pursue, but that is also going to be expanded after I actually give the exam for the certification. So let's just call it other savings, because I might change my mind and not do the certification. I think it's a GCP associate engineer, associate developer engineer, I don't know. So the hierarchy. So actually we are just on the planning stage. I'm not going to go further and include more things. This got detached. Okay. How can I? Okay. Let's just copy this. Copy and paste is what we do. Hierarchy for money. This is very much needed because when you are defining hierarchy, first you get the salary. I don't know if it's out for you. Better. Oh, there you now you can see. We can refer to rule number 4, no, rule number 1 of the 7 rules for this. For this, because that's where I got the idea for from debt, monthly expense savings, and this rule. This will be divided. Actually, this is all your income. This whole part is your income actually, but it's coming from debt. It's going into debt. No, going into paying off your debt. So actually, you are earning from here, not actually, but you are earning somehow. Monthly expenses. These are your needs and these are your savings. So going to reporting we need for this, because let's say you got your money, you got your income at month end, and you have expenses from previous month. You have taken EMI. You will be paying the previously unpaid bills of your labor or your purchases and your till nights. You know, you go to work, you spend the whole week working tirelessly. Suddenly, there is this Friday coming up, and Saturday is off, so you go out on Friday night and you so much expense. Next morning, you don't know where all your money has gone. The bank is empty, the pocket are already empty. So we'll be doing reporting. Reporting will mainly consist of first it will consist of your debt, because this needs to be paid as early as possible and as efficiently as possible. So for reporting, you will have a chart for reporting, debt report chart, and in debt report chart you will have a full planning based on your income, based on your monthly expenses. This will be instantly. I think we can, what we can do is, for income we can directly put the monthly expenses on your hierarchy list. So I'm not on the chart anymore. How do I explain this? I'll do it later, but monthly expenses will be directly minus from your, let me just note it down so I can get an overview later down, so when I'm implementing all these things. After income, amazing. We'll just go with monthly expenses. Instantly debited from your debited from your income, and after this all the other components will be your all the other, what should I call it? Just search for a term to call these tabs and tab savings into one word. Tab and score as in dough. We'll call it dough. All the other dough components. And if I don't confuse myself in the future, I'll just specify here that dough means money. All the dough components after the monthly expenses has been debited. So means what? Means gross component to divide. I will not call it gross component. Call it gross income. Specify the formula here. Divided it may be hard to understand because at second look I don't understand lots of what I'm actually writing, but it will make sense after I start implementing and after I start creating like a what do you call it? It's a high level design. So again, going into the debt report chart. Debt report chart will be debt report chart. What do I actually need from the debt report? We'll write some keywords to go from there. Debt need to be paid. SF. It needs to be efficient. What is the spelling of efficient? Obligation is what you will be doing as a developer. Efficiently means I got a bonus from my for this month, so I think maybe it's a good idea to invest all my bonus into my debt, which I have done once, I think, and I've included more on top of that. I thought, why not? If I have more money, I can just pay it pay more, so my burden for future months will be very low. But that is not how it works, because it might work for someone, but it didn't work for me. Efficient is what you will call make an debt account. It will not be an actual account. It will just be an account you will be defining, not you will be defining. It will be defined into the finance tracker itself. So all the debt you can pay on this month will be calculated from your income minus monthly expenses, which will be your gross income. So after you have included this, the next in hierarchy list will go to debt. After that will go to savings, because reducing the debt is your second priority after actually surviving from monthly expenses. So you have survived. but you need to survive more for the upcoming months. So this will be last. After you have done, you are done with this. You want to hear later, but you have to do this efficiently, because if you pay more on this, you will not have any money to spend on this, and maybe you will not have any money left for this monthly expenses, because this is very dynamic. uh, you are bringing groceries today, it will last 2 days, 3 days, but it will exhaust. Obviously it will exhaust. You cannot keep the groceries live for a long period of time, so this can exhaust. And sometime at a certain Sunday and Saturday, you might need to make some good food. So you will be buying mutton, chicken, or you are vegetarian like my other friends, you will buy paneer. It is not expensive, but focus on mutton. You will not have money to buy mutton after you have paid extra on this. So you need to do this efficiently, because this has also two components. For now, it can be widely varied. It can be loan, that can be EMI, that can also be the money you have let your friends borrow, that they are not paying you back. That can be a debt as well. Your friend might let's just leave it, but your friend might say, I will return it to you the next month, but he will not. Now you were expecting him to pay. While you were expecting him to pay, the money here lost, because he hasn't paid yet. You are X amount short on the monthly expense. So efficient is the way. Formula will be from this, but what exactly is the formula we are going to be using to calculate the debt payment? Uh, Let me just go into detail for the debt account. Okay. Before reporting, we'll add another component. It will be D and it will be E. I think reporting will be the last part of the application, so it will be moved down a lot, maybe, but for now we'll keep it E. Point E will be your accounts. What I said about accounts, like these are components, right? Income is your low component, monthly expense is the component, savings is your component, debt is your component. You are employed, you might know your salary also has components. So CTC it is taken down into a lots of different components. CTC, then you have from your CTC your actual in and income. From your CTC you have your PF. From your CTC you have some other components like ESI, traveling allowances, travel expenses, other expenses. You are going to any other state or traveling for your company, then they will usually provide you with the stay, the traveling, and other things, but we'll keep it less than the actual. So PF, let's write it down. So in comparison of the series, we have lots of components. CTC will be broken down into your be broken down into your PF, broken down into your ESI, travel allowances, bonuses, and not broken down into advances. Hmm. Don't need to add more, we'll get an idea from here. So these are all the components of your CTC. Now if you got a letter, you will be cover letter or a joining letter, you will be getting components divided. Level. The CTC it's at a common in hand. You get this one. Did I tell you I'm very good at maths? Yes. Randomly we'll take it. We'll take it randomly. The 10 goes to the PF. SI goes to 50. Is it from here as well? So we'll check how much we actually have left. Travel allowance will add to 5,000. Remaining 20 will be your. No, let's. Bonuses cannot be that much. Obviously, if you are MNC, that might not be the case for you, but bonuses are not that much deadline. So these are your salary components. Think about the technicalities. Let's add indentation here. If you think in terms of a database, you might have ID, you might have table named components. Let's just keep it short. Salary components. Their ID can be 1, 4, 5, 6. We are assuming it to be a primary key case, what it stands for. There will be a name for this salary component, and we'll assign it a name. What I can do is copy it here. Down. Okay, I have zoomed. Becoming hard to see. Okay. 150, I think it might be visibility. So we have a table, salary component. Now I can bold italic will be highlighted. You can copy all these here, write it again. Why not? All the time in the world. Table will be a salary component. This is not bold and italic. Underline. It will have an ID with I'm going to create another table. The table will be salary component for employee. So this CTC is for any employee. I will add for example breakdown for employee number 1, employee number 8, my CTC. Not really, but for example, this is my CTC. Okay, autocorrect for correcting it. This is my CTC. Highlight or italic. So I have the CTC and nearby. Let's say my ID is 1. Let's say it is employee ID. This is not a pointer. The other table will be salary structure. Salary structure is a fitting name. This is just to notice, just to clarify, just to mention again. This is just for example, but our actual debt, what I was talking about, was debt account. This component will be broken into various accounts. When I show you this example, it will be a lot clearer what I am trying to tell you. Keep it to underline. Okay, this is a table as well. And remove spaces. And space now. I have IDs. I have name. Again, I have this time I have employee ID. Employee ID. And I have salary count. The column. So short say this. Whole. Tab length. After this we'll have ID, we have salary composition component, and we'll have the value. We have ID and name. ID can be will not be italic. Will be bold. Good number and one. We also have let's just unique text. So ID is a text. I will name it 3 letters. IN1, IN1, and IN1 for me is nothing but this much in value. That's perfect. So I am an employee whose ID is 777. Might need to correct. The salary will be credited into some other account. And this is the salary component. I think if I might have created an Excel table here, instead of doing all that, I could have done all this from the start and wouldn't have to your time. But anyway, then for example, will be going down. How can I remove this? Format. Remove this. Wow, how many? 5, 6, 6. That's it. You know, right here. So first will be ID, name, as I need it. One will be PF, is it PSI, PA, and PNS. These specified into these IDs, and it can be unique as well. It is the text for simplicity. So at the actual time that I'm going to give this when I create the actual table, text of length 4, size 4. It will not exceed size 4 because that any salary component need to be more than 4 characters. Now here we can add the actual description. Description might be more fitting for this. Provident fund. Bigger. ESI. What is the ESI? Not even have ESI applied. Employee State Insurance Corporation. Obama. Why font is also be copying from okay, ESI also deducts from your salary. You think I don't have ESI instead of ESIC? Because ESIC I was pronouncing it wrong. Not at all. up underneath this line. This is salary component. Put that. Add another table. Will be 5, 6 also. 5 underline. Bold. Alright. Value. Value of like ID salary components value. So what I wrote here I will be writing down here as well. So ID 777 bold underline 777. Okay, is one. If Google hires me, I can fix these issues. Whenever I am going down, it's automatically here. Cursor here. It has not selected any of these. As soon as I go down, you see PA and BNS. Forgot to disable underline. Value will be here instead. Everything down. Because that's what programmer do. Copy and paste. So you see, I have broken down my CTC 5 components. This is my init. I put in one, I could just keep it to IN, but IN will be known as India. I'll keep it as N0. In hand, these components are now fitted. What I'm trying to do with the depth here, if you have forgotten about it, I have not for depth for all the salary components. In general, normally we want to categorize by creating a component, a row component. But what I will do is create accounts instead. I will create accounts internally for some specified components, and through that we'll be linking all these values, which will be nothing but income minus something, or your income minus monthly expenses minus some other salary component. So all these will be categorized, all these will be assigned a value from my income. So if let's say I have an income of don't but let's say I have an income of 1 lakh per month. This is my my income can be this. My monthly expenses can be around this. Don't have to spend so much for your monthly expenses. I think this is very steep in terms of expense, but let's say debt will be assigned a value of 35. All the other will be gone into your savings 20 plus 35, 45 will be gone into your savings. That's a lot of savings. You can marry yourself as well. So this is just the rough of the hierarchy level, but we'll go down into the atomic level, which means the subcomponent will be from the debt, it will be loan and EMI and electricity bill. Actually the actual component will be linking with the finance tracker, so that you can track all the expenses you have done previously or going to do in the future down to the atomic level. So this is just a book, you can say. In the book debt, you have two pages. You have a page called loan, you have a page called EMI, which will actually store the distributed value of this allocated 35,000. And in the actual implementation of our application, the debt will just contain these placeholders or these components, and through report we can check how much amount has been dedicated to debt, meaning in our database the EMI will be, let's say, assigned the value of 15,000, loan will be assigned the value of how much was the debt, 35,000. So remaining will be 20. These are the actual value we are going to set in all of these hierarchical components. So monthly is 20,000 expense, but actually we are storing in our database the value of rent. Here I have added rent plus electricity because I did not know how to separate create another link between. Already default it came with, and I just added. So it will be rent, electricity will be different component. And your food comes under monthly expenses that were to, right? How much was it? 20,000. So we'll have to distribute it. Let's say you have to pay 10,000 per month, 5,000. Nobody uses 5,000 of electricity, not even on their own home. But let's just say 5,000 you spend on your food. The total comes up to 20,000. But it is not going to be stored in monthly expenses. It's going to be stored in your atomic level component, which are nothing but rent, electricity, food. Same with your income. Income doesn't actually store anything. No, wait. We have to add a starting point. It will actually contain this, and income will also contain with indentation, so you can see what comes under food. So it will be defined. These will be defined. these will be defined. Under depth you have these, under expenses you have these expenses, and savings you have these. Info, and what is the other thing there? Others. I don't have energy to write how much of other values. 45,000. So it can be categorized into, only give 15,000 to my provident fund. Actually want to enjoy, so the other will go into savings and will go into party. Savings will have this component, will come out to be 45,000 afterwards, but it is only, savings is only containing EPFO and other component. So I can just store these in the table in my internal application implementation. But what I will do is, I will first specify how much atomic level I can get, and define accounts. They will be virtual accounts. They are just accounts for defining how much I have, how much money I have for food. So let's say for monthly expenses I have defined a nomenclature. It can be 0101. I'm following some other already existing softwares nomenclature, so you might see something similar anywhere else. So ME0101 will be defined as monthly expenses. After run, I will add a suffix. So formatted here, tab indentation. Format code is this string, but no need to add this string because everything written here is text. We are not ID or text editor. So suffix for this will be 01. This can change afterward when I'm actually implementing most of this stuff, but I'm just writing down this general idea of what I'm going to follow throughout. So depth can be DE001. So if I include any other depth component, it can be and so on. It will just continue to increase. I might just give an option for the user to create these accounts. So user will be defining the format code for depth. So how it will actually look like is loan value, loans account actual will be DE0101 and the format suffix. This is actually the account code for loan. These are also these are all virtual accounts that will be storing the data inside application. You won't be able to see them, or if I decide create them and actually see them, but I don't plan on doing this at this point. SV. We are doing all. Okay, PSV unique suffix again will follow the same nomenclature for this as well. 02 can be SV, SV 01 and 02 will actually be our structure for the implementation when we are creating this hierarchy. We'll define all these. The second in the hierarchy level, the first will be income obviously, the second will be predefined and will be set the global context. I mean, it will not change. If there are 3 components in the second level of hierarchy, it will not change, it will remain 3, because these formats I will predefine it for you, and afterwards you can define the subcomponent of debt. These will be dynamic. These you can define. Under debt you can define your loan if you have any, you can define your EMI if you have any, you can define your monthly expenses, under your monthly expenses you can define rent, electricity bill. I think rent is applicable to all but who are not living outside of their home. Electricity bill can be also excluded. Food can be, I think it can be excluded if you are living rent free and you are living in your mom's base room. No, basement. If you are living in your mom's basement, so food can be free as well, but you'll have to pay something if you are earning. So these are the needs. It can include your fuel payment for your bike or your car if you have any. If savings you have, you can define. So these will be auto implemented. These topics will be auto implemented, and I don't think you will have more than 10 components. So that's why I'm giving or starting from 01 only, not 001, because if you think logically, in expenses, in debt, in savings, you won't have more than 10, and you probably won't exceed the 2-digit count. I was 99. You won't have more than 99 subcomponents for any of these categories. So it will be auto incremented. These will be predefined by me. You won't be able to see. I'm telling you because I'm going to obviously code live. So this is the component. Now keep it structured. Add here salary from here on, from D point onwards. All this is going to get a little bit technical, and for ABC you can say I was a client and I was just telling my requirement, but from the point D and onwards I'm going to get into technicalities. We think of a design structurally and a little bit about database and a little about our functionality that we are going to give in our application. So salary components. Salary components will contain will be defined as accounts. going to be managing your components actual value for every month or for every, no, not every, I think so we can store them. Like if I've allocated 20,000, let's start. It's your new job, and it's your new month. You have all these salary components. I don't think you will have any loan for the first month of your salary. If you have taken a loan beforehand, before joining your company, can be there, but we can assume you don't have any loans currently. It's your first day at a job and first month, and your salary just got credited and have allocated 20,000 to your loans. But it is not going to be used because you currently have no loan to pay, because you have zero loan. So what are we going to do with these? We'll store it in these accounts. Okay, we'll store this in accounts, and maybe, just maybe, we'll move them on to the savings account after a month. If you're short on cash, you can obviously pull back from here. Like you can fetch your balance from here. If we are going to do the payments through the finance tracker, you can do the payments from your loan account. Now I repeat, this is not an actual account but placeholder for your loan component, where you are storing a component of yours, a part of your salary in your loan slot. Like here is your drawer, your cabinet, which has many drawers. To keep on the first drawer your black money, in your middle drawer you keep your white money, and the last drawer, there are only 3 drawers. In the last drawer you keep the non-liquidated money, like your jewelries. So first you will, obviously I think, if you are thinking logically, you will spend your black money so you're clean. Second comes your white money, and this is, you can say, loan. It's an actually emergency payments, but it can work up to the next month, and you can use it as a savings either your monthly expenses. So moving on, this can be converted. Virtual accounts will be storing. I can focus on this, just keep it highlighted. We'll be storing the calculated value of the component, part of your salary. From salary to, so it should not be salary here. First thing is we'll be storing the calculated part. But then what will be the calculated part? For this, we need to add another pointer here, which will be define your income. User will define all these things just because that they want to define lots of things. First will be your income. We'll be defining your income, and following these the expenses. Your friend, your debt if you have any, rent and continue. Don't know why it's not lining up, but these are the defining parts. Also, you will be defining your login information, but that is not relevant because these are the main things. Login is like a basic. Component. So bit of break. ये अपनी आवाज़ बढ़ानी चाहिए. Please. ऑलरेडी फुल है आवाज। हेलो 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 हेलो। इसे ऐसे लटका लो क्या, फिर तेज आ जाएगी मेरी आवाज़। चैट पे है तो बताओ ना। हेलो हेलो हेलो, बोल रहा हूँ भाई। अभी सही है क्या? चैट पे बता, चैट पे। कहाँ से पढ़ा भाई सबसे ज़्यादा ये? कहाँ? पार कर दो भाई, सच इस तरफ होगा ना, पार कर दो भाई से। अभी देख, अभी आ रही है। अभी हेलो, ले भाई माइक पे हटा दिया। हेलो हेलो अभी थोड़ी सही है। चूतिया माइक है यार, इसे पकड़ के करूँ फिर मैं? सही है ना भाई? अभी एक बार ये भी बता, अभी सही आ रही है? पास ही तो लगा भाई तब से। हेलो 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 I have a better idea. ये बोतल और माइक। अब बता भाई, ये बता। ये बता भाई। हेलो, टाइप यस इन द चैट अगर अभी सही आ रही है आवाज़, टाइप नो इन द चैट अगर अभी भी नहीं आ रही है तो। इतना डिले है भाई इसमें। भाई कर लिया है, पन्नी भी नहीं उखाड़ी भाई। बढ़िया तो माइक है। अभी बता, अभी 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 सही आ रही है क्या? ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है, लेकिन अभी अभी सही आ रही है तो बता। ओके और नॉट? चले और कम कर देता। अभी सही आ रही है, ठीक है। सो हम कहाँ थे? component will be defined as the virtual account will be stored in calculated part. Okay. We'll go from here again. Linked application. No, we can just continue from C. Okay. The application will obviously have a login information. Got this. It will have the income input, will which will be a configuration part. It can be done once and again after you have been promoted or you have got an salary hike or if you have switched from one job to another job. So configuration, I will just add an hashtag here. This is for my information only, that is it is configuration, not in the perspective of any other user. Defining, and defining is also from my perspective, so it will be defining configuration in hashtag. For the users is it can be not defining, storing. Not storing is not so, and it's also an technical term, I think. C point, I will think of this later on, but it will store your income, it will store your monthly expenses. This component, actually the component you will have to define. Okay, I can go here. The components here are dynamic, it can change. Currently I've added 2. It can be broken down into actually 3 if I include electricity as a separate. What it will do is it will create an account, monthly expense account number 1 for this, MB2 for this. The actual technical details are here. Nomenclature will be like this. Can be actually this, but it will be, it's not confirmed. You will see after I actually implement it, but it will be like this. MB1, 2, DB, DB, no, DE1, DDE2, and also this is also dynamic. So these will be the defining part. The income component will be defined. We have actually already defined this point number C. So uh, this part actually gives more information than actually internal account or virtual account that is going to be used to store the information. So from the D part, we'll be defining accounts. Accounts will be created dynamically as soon as you create more and more under these subcategories. You cannot create under these category. Under income, there is only uh, yes. So under income, A, B, C, and will be predefined. It can be D and E in the future, but this will be predefined. I will not give you an option to add more to the subcomponent of income. You will be given an option to define the component of the subcomponent of income. So after the actual defining part, you will be not you will be, but I will be calculating the components based on these rules, and I will be calculating these only the main things of your income, main components of your income. Afterwards, let's say I have you have X income, uh, and X by 4 is your monthly expense, X by whatever is remaining, 3 by 4, 3 by 4 is remaining. So 2 by 2x by 4 is your debt, and what is remaining now? X by 4 is remaining. So these will be your savings. Let's say I will be giving you these values in monthly expense, debt, and savings. Afterwards, you will have to allocate the sum or the value I have already allocated to your debt, savings, and monthly expense. These individual components that you are going to define. So we keep this income in bold, monthly expenses in italic. I mean the component of income. Now what is the 7 money rule? Everyone should know by age of 25. I'm 21 currently, so I'm learning through this app, learning through creating this app. I will experiment on other people and give you an fully furnished mobile application for finance tracking or finance payments to the 7 money rule. User will be given calculated amount allocated to their income. This in bold in allocated in to their income incomes component, which are, let's abbreviate this so I don't have to write the expenses here. Will be D for debt, not D for uh, not D for something, for saving. subcomponents of these are the main parts of this finance tracker application. First, we will be linking our our every finance application, web application, accounts, everything finance related, our personal finance related accounts to this finance tracker. That's the point number A, linked applications. That's a requirement, my requirement personally. All the transaction P, point number B is all transaction will be linked to this application. Now this is very generic or very vague to like understand, but every payment I'm going to do from from after this application has been created will be routed through this finance tracker. I will change this name. I don't think it fits the name of the application or the image of the application that I'm seeing currently, because we are doing transactions as well. So it is not just now tracking your finances, it's actually doing the finance. And finance is not the correct term for transaction, so I will change that as well. But yeah, this finance tracker will do all the transaction. Even if I want to go to any mart or anywhere really and do transaction, I will use this app, and internally it will be doing payment through these things, through net banking, through credit card, through debit, through UPI IDs from various apps. Internally it will be doing that, but I wanted it on a single application. That's why I'm creating this, so I don't have to like install 10 plus applications and use all of them. I will just configure all of them in this standalone application and uh, go on about to my daily routine. So these are the main things of this application. By following this 7-day 7 money rules. C is hierarchy. We have to define the hierarchy of our money, of our income, of our dough money, of our money, and income, or whatever you can say, uh, whatever you feel. So we'll refer to rule number 1 and see it again from the 7 money rule. Will be define the hierarchy. Hierarchy we have already defined in a very not very detailed, but in a brief way. First will be income, second will be monthly expenses, debt and savings will go on after. Debt will be third, savings will be the last in the hierarchy list. So after income, instantly we subtract these components, all the components we have allocated for monthly expenses from the income, and then we'll go on to the debt calculation. And in the debt, how much loan we have, how much EMI we have, and how much the remaining money we have, so we can calculate the efficient way to allocate in these resources or these components, so you don't get burdened from your previous month, or you don't get a burden for your upcoming month, and you can still have some savings left to locate in these accounts. So one thing I forgot to mention, uh, all your money is in your bank account. So the savings part, if you have not defined already existing account or any other government or bank related or any savings accounts like FDRD and investment, you can stay stocks and other things. If you have not defined them and you are just going to keep all your savings in a piggy bank or just to put them in savings account and call it as savings. So for that you need to define one of these bank accounts as your actual savings account, which will contain your emergency funds, your savings that you are saving, but you haven't labeled them as savings. Now if you have one account, I have four, but let's say I have one for now. This is where my salary gets credited, this is where my uh, EMI gets debited, this is where I this is where I uh, debit my or go to the ATM and take my money out from. This is the bank that handles all the purchase. Now it's a single sum of money, and I will not be able to label part of my money in this bank account as savings. I can just go like I had 4,000 savings, but I forgot the next day, and as say I have 3,000 savings, and I can like spend the remaining 1,000, which is not efficient, obviously. So for multiple bank accounts, we'll define a savings account, the actual savings account labeled as your money bank. No, your what is money bank? Money bank is bank. Saving piggy bank. I will call it piggy bank, and it will be an separate point. This will be point E. Uh, you will need to define a piggy bank account from your uh, for savings component. I will use this as your savings and uh, as your emergency funds. Now this account will be in another hierarchy list where it will be in the top place of hierarchy, and the hierarchy list will be from which bank account you will not take the money out from, or rather we can just say like whoever comes lower in hierarchy, we cannot take the money out from them. First is income, we'll have to take the money out if or we won't survive. Monthly expenses, we'll have to take the money out. Debt, we cannot logically take the money out, but what we can do is delay our debt. After this comes the savings. We are uh, after income, after monthly expense, after debt, we are saving it, we are allocating the money into savings. So I think it is logical to go from here to debt to monthly expense to income in terms of using the money, because we have already used income for monthly expense. After this has been done, we are using the remaining money for debit. After this has been completed, remaining money to allocate to savings. uh, so it is logical that we take the money last from here, because we are putting the money in here, allocating the money here in the last sequence. So let's just review this once and call it a day, because it's already 12 and I need to work on another thing. You will need to define a piggy bank. We have already defined the salary component. For our example, we have defined the hierarchy. We have defined, we actually didn't define, but just to give you guys an example of this, I have created a table structure. One thing we can include in savings is, before I forget, we can add the emergency funds. We need to keep emergency funds in case you get laid off. I hope you don't, but you can get laid off. So there is this rule I really like in this 7 money rule. There is this rule number 5, 3x rent rule. Says no, it's not the rule. This rule, the third one, 3x or 6x fund rule. You should have at least 3 months of savings as an emergency fund for yourself, and 6 is just the perfect, I think, the perfect vanilla. So if you keep 6 months worth of your actual salary, your actual income, that means you can survive 6 months. And if you are living in another city like me, 6 months can be very beneficial, because if you don't have a job, you can just go to your home. Now your expenses will go down to I think 20 to 30%, because now you don't have to pay any rent. Your food will be cheaper because you are living in home city, you know, their cheaper. Only expense you will have is debt loan. Can be savings, but savings can be delayed. Don't have to like put money in your EPFO account every college fees and savings. I think it should not be delayed. Why have I even put that in savings? I should have put that in. Let's keep it here. So it can be delayed. This can be negligible. You don't have electricity bill, but it will be very less if you are living with a family. I mean, electricity bill is not that much, but rent and food will be, rent is poof gone. Food will be there, but so all these are removed. So I think we need to include emergency funds because that's the rule I like the most. After the third rule, I like the rule number one. So anyway, that's it for the planning part. I think it's rough planning. I will just create a wireframe for this application and start from there. Now what I will do is create a wireframe. I just add a to-do list before I uh, start my next stream. Create a wireframe or finance tracker. Uh, First, I'll create a to-do. Hashtag, cause why not? Find a good name for the application. Finance tracker is not good. So first in to-do list is to find a good name before I schedule my next stream. Next I could have just copied from here. Create a wireframe for finance tracker because wireframe lets you visualize what you are actually doing, and maybe I'll find some faults in these points I have defined, and create a good structured application instead of just doing amateur work. uh, Create a wireframe for the finance tracker, and after this we'll take and create a design. Design can mean a lot of things, but what I mean by design is I'll create a model. I'll not go into that much technicalities currently, but you will see in my next stream what I mean by a model is. But let's say I will just create a design which is actually the structure of the application and can also be called a model. I think we can keep this here for now. These 3 points are good enough before I start my next stream. After I have created these, and then I will first define a timeline for the project, because if you don't have a timeline you will take years to complete an application. What will I be doing after creating a timeline? I will be creating a GitHub repo. It will be open source. You can contribute. I probably won't accept your contribution unless unless you are doing UI part. I hate UI. love I rather love backend. UI is just too difficult for me. Okay, that's it. That's all I'm going to do before the next stream. And timeline have another motive. Timeline will be after timeline. I will be scheduling so I think it will be done in alternate days. I think alternate days is good for my mind to collect information and not just open Visual Studio and just start coding and change the project while debugging all sort of things. That might not be good. I was first planning on taking, I mean, a week before actually start on coding. I was thinking about planning for a week, but I don't think I can do that. Let's see. बैकग्राउंड म्यूजिक ही तो भाई बढ़िया लगता है। ठीक है, मैं स्ट्रीम को रिव्यू करता हूँ भाई, उसके बाद चेक करता हूँ क्या सीन है इसका, या तो अपना माइक का ऑडियो बढ़ाने की कोशिश करता हूँ।